Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Omar from the Bullish Bears team. I wanted to make a video recapping a couple of plays from today, and I wanted to build my watch list for tomorrow in real time. So, for those of you that have watched my previous videos, I belong to a community on Facebook called Bullish Bears, and I'm active on there. I have a Twitter account. Watch Old Trade is my handle. You can follow me there. I post my watch list on this is me. This is Watch Old Trade. This is my handle. You can follow me on Twitter, but I'm primarily focused on Facebook. So just to show you guys something, let's recap. So this was my watch list for today, right? These were the plays that I put on my watch list. Now last night, this is what, and I do this almost every day. You can ask members. We got about 3,000 members in our group, and I do this almost every day. I either in my videos or I just tell people. So 2 days ago, I had a watch list, right? And I told everybody in the video that Hertz was gonna be a great shorting opportunity, right? And I made about 2K, a little over 2K trading. All right, this was yesterday. So then last night, so you can see that I'm not bullshitting. At 8:43 p.m., I posted my watch list, right? And I said, right, there are a couple of overextended charts that I expect to pull back hard, like GBT and CHRS tomorrow. There are others as well, right? And these are the founders of the group. So I always, tag them because in respect to their group, and I'm part of the group and I just love to share, right? So let's talk about those two specific plays. All right, so let's go. Let's look at those two plays. So let's start with GBT. GBT 5 days ago, right? This is the 5 day chart. This is the 1 day chart. 5 days ago, this stock was at $25. Okay, this is the 5 day, 5 minute chart. All right. So let's forget about this, right? Because this is today. So let's assume that didn't happen. It came on my watch list because it closed holding their highs. And what I like to do is I like to put stocks. So this was yesterday, right? I like stocks that are trending upwards, right? And you can see it's holding its highs, right? It's an upward trend, right? And my expectation is that a stock that closes holding its highs is going to be volatile the next day, right? Now, this stock 5 days ago was $25. It closed at $29, right? So how did I know that this stock was going to drop so hard? You don't know. So first off, anybody tells you that they know what a stock is going to do is full of shit. But this is what happens. When a stock goes from $25 to $29 in like 4 days, you got to expect a pullback, all right? People are going to take their profit, all right? And that's what happened today. So the market opens, right? This is the 1 minute chart. Okay, it opens and it starts consolidating, right? So it kind of like starts giving back some of its gains, and it dipped. And actually, you could have shorted at the open, and you could have opened at like almost it hit at 30.95 in that first 1 minute candle, and then it came all the way down to about 29.85. So you could have made $1. All right, just in the first just in the first 10 minutes, you could have did well. This is an expensive stock, so unless you got a big account, you're not gonna take a lot of size. But let's say even you had 100 shares, you would have made $100 right away in the first 5 minutes. If you would have bought at the open, okay. But you can see like it kind of consolidates all day, right? So it's like going down, then it's going up, and it's like going back and forth, and it's sort of all over the place. And then what happens, right? It grinds down, it goes up, and once it hits, it's over. Now look at the MACD. You hear that? You see that? This is the confirmation. You see that turnover, and you see the TTM squeeze. It gets red. That means like it's a lot of pressure, and you get all this selling pressure, and this thing fucking collapsed. It went from $31, which is no coincidence. Remember, whole numbers are psychological resistance points. So at $31, it topped, and this thing went timber. And this thing went from $31 this started at 12:10, and by 3:03 it was at $26.35. So I know some people in the group actually shorted this based on what I said. Okay? um, you know, a lot of people made a lot of freaking money today, because they listened to what I said, right? This is what you do when you. This is what short sellers do. So guys like Tim Sykes and Cameron Fools and Tim Grittani and Nate from from Investors Live, and all these guys are pretty much short sellers, because this is what they do. They look for stocks that are overextended, waiting for a pullback, and they short into the pullback. And you could have made a killing shorting this today. All right? Okay? That's what people do. All right? I'm no genius, but I know that's what happens. That's a trend, right? What was the other stock that I had on my watch list? Just to say, I said CHRS, right? So let's look at CHRS. CHRS, right? So look where it was 5 days ago on the 5-minute chart. It hit a low of 2088. Forget this right now. Let's go at when it, how did it wind up on my watch list? Because Wednesday, it opened at 23.95 and it closed at 24.83. It held its highs. So, right? The reason why I knew that it was gonna pull back hard is because 5 days ago it was $20 and it closed at $24, up $4. People are gonna take their profit. So these are the stocks that you gotta look for to look for that short opportunity. Now, let's say you're not a shorter. Let's say you're into just buying. Well, you still could have made money, because just because you expect the stock to collapse, it doesn't mean that it's gonna collapse right at the open. Sometimes you had a rip and then a collapse, and that's what happened here. So if you looked at this row, this is the 9 EMA that I have here. This is a 20 EMA. This is VWAP. It's right above it, and you see it has these little flags here. And if I look here on the 5-minute chart, you can see nice little flag pattern. See? Flag. And this is your entry right here. This is your entry right here when it breaks the new high. This is another entry. But you see it starts doing all this indecision. This is like a wick. But it forms like this little flag, even though it's flagging upward. And then you have this lag peak. And then timber, another collapse. All right? And these are the stocks that I love to short, because all I do is ride the trend. And what I basically do is I see a stock that's trending, I put a trend line. So I just watch it. I just put a trend line. So had I seen this at the open, I probably would have put a trend line right here. And I'm looking for it to break the trend. Once it completely breaks the trend, that's where I short it. And it's that simple. You really see this head and shoulders pattern. They also call it like a FU, because it looks like the stock is giving you a middle finger. But look, you just ride the trend and then you short it back down. And look at this. This thing went from 26.55 all the way back down, and it kind of collapsed all the way down to 25.28, found its new support level here, and then kind of grinded back up, and then just completely collapsed and gave away more. You could have made this stock as well. You could have made 26 and it closed at what, 24? You could have made $2. All right, sharing is back down. All right. So I'm no genius, man. This is what happens, and this is what I like to do. And to me, these are the safe plays, all right? And there were a tremendous amount of runners on my stock. I actually called out someone else to the group this morning. They were like, what are you looking to play? I said, I expect NYOS to have, a little rip before sell-off. And I can look for it, but I know I said I had somewhere, where I had a conversation, but it did exactly what I expected to do. It fell on my watch list because in the after hours it was ripping after hours. So yesterday, like until the close, it ripped, and then it kind of continued to rip after hours. Now this is what you gotta be careful of. When a stock spikes like this, it's always gonna sell off. It's gonna rip and sell off, and that's what happened. It just kind of like the market opened. And you had this little, it's very indecisive. So when it's like this, you got to look at the 5-minute too to get a cleaner look. And you didn't know where this stock was going, right? You see on the 5 minutes, like these are wick candles, meaning the stock price doesn't know what it wants to do. This is like a sign of strength. You see, sign of strength. It doesn't have those little tails. It's just gapped up, And you could have bought this. I would have been a little uncomfortable trying to trade this. Maybe on the 1 minute, if I see it break here, technically I like to see it break the high of day. So 377, this probably would have been where I might have taken a chance if I'm watching this and I'm saying, all right, I don't know what it's going to do, right? Because it kind of gaps up and then it kind of sells off and then it kind of consolidates. But you start seeing it trending upward, And, for me, a confirmation would have been right through here. But had I gotten in, I would have sold, somewhere before $4, because I'm thinking at $4, that psychological resistance barrier. And I want to get out and not get caught, trapped, But what would have been a confirmation for me too is that as you see the MACD D line, you know, it's like crooked. You could tell like it's getting ready to curl, and it just kind of collapsed, you know. Another thing to do is if you see it here, what you do is you see a trend starting to form. I would just put the trend line, and then I would see if it breaks that trend, then you know. And look what happened. It breaks the trend, and this thing completely collapses. All right, it just collapsed. It could have been a tremendous short, you know. And then there were a bunch of other plays like Kala gapped up, and then it kind of fell back down. This is another fantastic, you know, opportunity that you could have had if you were watching this. You could have got, and these are the ones that I love to short. These are my favorites because they grind up slowly, and you know at some point in the day it's gonna give some of those gains back. And look, about you gotta wait. You gotta be patient though. It happened about 12 o'clock, just like the other GBT did. But at 12, you see it starts forming this head and shoulders pattern. And if you're looking at the 1 minute, you know, and you're zooming in, here it is. You see the curl, and you're getting ready, and you just short right this back down, and you could have shorted and made a nice chunk of change. All right, and in the 5 minute chart's a little cleaner. You know, you see it here, and you already see that MACD starting to roll. And look at that. Look at that bearish strength signal. It's tremendously bearish, and that's a great short sign. So, you know, I'm not going to go through every stock. Let's just build my watch list. But there were a lot of great momentum plays on this. I mean, look at all the momentum. Fold, another one. I mean, tremendous opportunity on the up and down side. I mean, this is what you want as a day trader. You're trying to trade the volatility, you know. It's not like you're buying, you think, oh, it's going to open at, you know, you're not looking as a momentum trader to see a stock, it opens at 746, and you go, oh, it's just going to keep going up and up and up. You're saying you want to trade into this. You just want to get a piece of this on the upside, or if you're a short seller, a piece of it on the downside, all right? Or maybe do both, all right? So it's pretty, you know, you know, this is you know, this is how you make money. You know, this is what day trading is about. All right. So with that said, let's create a watch list for tomorrow. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click this button here. I'm gonna go create watch list, and I'm gonna put tomorrow's date 3/3/17. Okay, and I'm gonna hit save, and there it goes. And then what I do is I have this scan that, you know, I use when the market opens, but this is the scan I also use to find my place for the next day. It's I go here, I go to load my personal scan, and I'm gonna go to that nightly scan big movers and scan, and we got 55 plays, all right, that fit into this criteria between 28 cents and $30, 500,000 shares or greater, that's up 5%, no, there's no max, all right. So what I do is I go to charts, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna start from the top, and we're gonna start with this stock, HGGG, so let's click that. All right, HGGG is one of these dog shit companies, right? But it was liquid. It traded 4 million shares. Now, 5 days ago, this was 11 cents. This is a pump. So you know what I would do? Now you need a specialized broker to find shares for this. You need like a Speed Trader or Centerpoint Securities. You're not gonna find shares to short this on TD Ameritrade or maybe E-Trade. I doubt it though, E-Trade or any one of these. But if you have an account with Speed Trader or Interactive Brokers, you may want to see if this stock has short shares to short available, because this is going to be a great shorting opportunity tomorrow. This is probably going to go back down. I don't anticipate this to go up. Let's see what it's done over the last year. Okay, look at this. This is some dog shit company. It's 1 year, right? Yeah, nothing. All right, I'm not going to even put this on my watch list, but theoretically, if you're a short seller and you can find the shares to short, I would be trying to short this down tomorrow. Tomorrow, this is going to be right back down. It's going to at least touch VWAP, which is 18 cents currently. It's going to be a nice short. I'm not going to put it on my watch list because most people are not going to be able to trade this. SPR and another dog shit company that probably is being pumped, and this is, you know, I'm not going to put it on my watch list, even though these stocks fit the criteria that I look for. I like stocks that are holding their highs, all right? And these stocks are holding their highs, but I'm not going to put in their dog shit. Next up, NAVB. Now, this is a stock that went from 50 cents, hit a high 73, came back and touched VWAP, and it kind of closed, and it's up after hours. I'm going to put this on my watch list. Now, 5 days ago, the stock was 43 cents. This is going to be a great shorting opportunity. And this is a stock, when it has news, it tends to move, you know. So you can see earlier last year, this stock went from, like, look at over these last 2 days, April 15th, it went from 108, hit a high of 138, closed at 132, and then the next day it ripped from 131, hit a high of 150, closed at 140. So, you know, then it kind of sideways and gapped up and then completely collapsed all the way back down. This is a dog shit company. All these companies are dog shit, you know. But you trade the volatility. You don't buy these stocks thinking that they're going to be the next Microsoft, all right? And Snapchat's another. It's a good company, but it's dog shit too. Don't hold Snapchat. It's going to be like $10 in a week. Watch. Remember what I said. But this is going to be on my watch list because my expectation tomorrow is that this is going to be a little volatile, you know? And what you should be doing is putting sort of like, I don't really focus on it too much, but you should be looking at and putting trend lines so you can kind of get a sense of where the direction is. So I like to use this price level one because it's just very clean and easy to kind of follow. So I put a price line here. So this right here, 73 cents would be resistance. And then the low would be here, 60, where basically where VWAP is. So I would then, you know, go to right click, go to that drawing. You can do trend line, but I'm gonna put price level here. I just like doing price level when I do this, me personally. And there you go. Now you know the range. I expect this to be a good short tomorrow, to be honest with you. It might, you know, you might get a few cents, a pop to the upside, but then I expect it to come crashing down. It's gonna be a good shorting opportunity. All right, so let's put it on the watch list. NAVB. Hopefully you can find shares and maybe you can short this. BTCDX. Now this is a stock again that these are the kind of stocks that I love to put on my watch list because they, you know, you see the trend, right? It's gapping up, but this thing went from 15 cents to 33 cents and it was kind of liquid. It was 1.3 million shares. This is another stock that's being pumped. These are all pumps. Stock was 12 cents 5 days ago. You know, it could continue to run tomorrow, but you know, I'm not going to put it on my watch list because most people are not going to be able to get the shares to short this because most people that follow me are just like new. So, you know, I mean, if you are a seasoned vet and, you know, you have like Speed Trader or Centerpoint or one of those type of, or Cobra Trading or one of those brokerages that you can find, you know, these shitty companies, you know, they have shares to short for these companies. Yeah, I would short this tomorrow. You're going to make some money. Move on, ALQA. All right, this is a stock that 4 days ago was a low of 46. It's at 75. It traded 2 million shares. You know, it's an ugly chart. Like, you know, if I'm looking at this and I'm trading this, I'm looking at the 1 day. I'm probably trading like a 15-minute so I can get a better sense of the direction of the stock. But you can see it went from 61 on the 15-minute chart. It went from 61 all the way hit as high as 65, and it kind of consolidated and came back down. This stock tomorrow is gonna collapse. It's gonna be a good short. I'm gonna put it on the watch list. All right. I don't expect it to pop, but maybe it does. Maybe it continues to run up. I doubt it. But this stock, you know, was 50 cents a couple of days ago. Let me go back to my 1 minute chart. 46 cents. I'm sorry, 5 days ago. That was the low. So it's been slowly grounded. I mean, I can't imagine. It is formed this flag pattern. So you may get a little pop at the open. Who knows? We'll see. All right, so next up, GNVGS. This is a stock that went from 10. Wow, it closed at 14. Now, right, guys, you tell me, what do you think is going to happen? Okay, it may run a little bit, but this tomorrow is going to pull back, and it's going to present a nice shorting opportunity, all right? It may pull back, touch VWAP, and then continue to go higher, you know? But more than likely, tomorrow at some point, it's going to pull back, and you're probably going to get like a 50 cent or more pullback, you know? So this is going to present a great shorting opportunity. Doesn't mean that you can't trade it at the open. Maybe this continues to rip at the open. So you trade it, you know, you trade it at the open for a profit. You buy and sell it instead of selling and buying a cover, you know, shorting it, you know. But this is volatile. These are stocks that I look for. All right, this is a monster gap. Okay, it held its highs. Next, ES. And no, this got like no volume. It's dog shit. Even though after hours it's only up to 82 cents, but I wouldn't trade this. This is crap. You know, 5 minute you get a little bit of a, you know, push. Like if you have like a speed, if you had like speed buttons, maybe you get in this for a quick pop at the close. But this was being pumped probably by a chat room or something. All right, let's move on. XKPTI. Wow, look at this. This thing ripped all the way to 1463. And then look at them, it closed above VWAP, but look what happened after hours. This thing completely collapsed because I bet you there was some earnings that, like a study that probably went bad. Let's see. Turn resumes tumbling on 28. Yep, see, study results. See, this is why don't ever, let me say that 3 more times. Ever hold a biotech overnight. This is the perfect example why you never hold a biotech overnight, because biotech companies are not obligated to tell the public when they're going to release the result of a study. And this is what happens. Somebody's holding this. Oh, the stock was $9. It's fantastic. It's at 14. And they thinking they're holding, and you're not knowing what's going to happen, and boom. So you got to be careful about this. I mean, this is a nice bounce back up, and tomorrow may continue to run up a little more, but this is why you should never hold a biotech. I would have placed this on my watch list, but I'm not gonna. And it may continue to gap back up tomorrow. Who knows? But it sold off a lot in the after hours, so I'm not gonna put it on my watch list. Let's keep going. RNVA is nice. All right, this is a stock that's had a lot of momentum. If you look, right, it's on that. It's holding its highs, right? It went up and down, but it's closed, and after hours it's still up, right? It's a nice channel, and it was 159, okay, today, and it closed at 280. And you see 5 days ago it's at the range where it was the last 5 days. Let's look what it's done over the last year. I mean, this was 5 cents. Holy shit, this was 5 cents back in when was this 5 cents? This was 5 cents. Damn, February 9th. This shit went from 9 cents all the way. Wow. They must have done some sort of, I don't know, some sort of like, I don't know, offering or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's down, down, down 5 days, and now it's up. First green day, Let's see. Maybe it has another green day. But I'm expecting this to present a nice shorting opportunity tomorrow. I expect this to probably pull back, but we'll see. Let's put it on the watch list and let's see what happens at the open. Remember, you trade the volatility, guys. SBBP, okay? It was a stock that had a nice rip at the open. They like that head and shoulders pattern, that FU pattern. That's what it looks like. See, the shoulder, the head, the shoulder, and then back down. It closed at C275. It could pop. They probably had some news today. That's why it ripped. It went from like 5 days ago it was 275. Hit a high 475 today. It's coming down. It's below VWAP. It'll be probably a good shorting opportunity tomorrow. I'm not gonna put it on my watch list, but it may offer some potential. It had no value, so I'm not gonna put it on my watch list. AUPH on my watch list. Wow, this thing, look. The reason why it was on my watch list because yesterday after hours this thing ripped, and then look, it just completely sold off. It washed out. I mean, it just completely collapsed. And 5 days ago this was at like 350. All right, so it might have more to give back. All right. I'm not gonna put it on my watch list, but because it sold off so much, sometimes you might get a little pop at the open. But I'm not gonna. And it was crazy liquid, 47 million shares. I mean, you may get a pop tomorrow up to VWAP and then a sell off. I don't know. We'll see. But I'll see what other plays are there. All right. So next up, BLIN. BLIN is one of these dog shit companies that had, but sold 1.5 million shares, but it's very choppy, right? And when you have a stock like that, you want to look at least the 5 minute. Let's see. I'm just gonna put the 15 minute, just because it gives me a cleaner look. Yeah. So you see, it's kind of like consolidated, and then that last 15 minutes, it just popped. It's probably a chat room pumping it. That's what a lot of this is like. You get the guru telling you, oh, I'm in this stock, and then everybody buys in, and then the guru sells, and you guys are left holding the bag. This will be a good short opportunity tomorrow. I would be looking to short this. If you can find shares to short, I'd be looking to short this tomorrow. Let me put this in just to short. All right, and it's held its highs. It's held its highs after hours. All right, let's see, but AFPN. Oh yeah, this is a stock. Let me go back to my 1 day 1 minute, and this thing had no volume. All right, no volume at all. So we're next up, AFV. Nah, ugly, choppy. No, it has a little volume, but I don't like this chart. NL. Yeah, this is a nice one. NLNK. Look at this. This was 5 days ago. This was $13. Now it's $20. Guess what's gonna happen? Guess what I think is gonna happen tomorrow. A nice sell-off. All right. So definitely, doesn't mean that it's not gonna pop at the open. Doesn't mean that it's not gonna have a pop. Like look what it did on what's this? The 28th. Look what happened. It sold off. It has this incredible run all the way up to 17,000. And look, it had a nice wash. That's what I expect tomorrow to happen. Maybe it washes out at the open, but at some point tomorrow, it's it may rent trend, but you're gonna get a nice reversal. You can short into that. All right. But this thing had a nice rip all day, man. It just ripped right along the 9 EMA, 9 and 20 all day long. Nice and easy breezy, you know. So it'll be volatile tomorrow. ACIL, there's another one. Went from $19 to $22. Look at this. Look how overextended this is. This is what I mean by overextended. When it shoots like this, ridiculously high from one price to another, you gotta expect that it's gonna pull back. Okay? So this is gonna be on my watch list. Look how much it's up. You know, it's gonna be volatile tomorrow. Alright? And you gotta expect some sort of pullback. Alright, so you know, tomorrow this would be, you know, maybe it continues to rip at the open like this, you know, you get a little rip, but it's gonna pull back. It'll present a nice shorting opportunity. Okay, no, it's nasty. ANF, there's another stock. Good, it opened at 12. This was 10. Look, 5 days between the last 5 days. This was a low at 10.97. It's up to 13.75. It already started washing out, but it's still above VWAP. But I'm gonna put this on my watch list because tomorrow, if it dips below it, you know, you may got a great shorting opportunity. But maybe it bounces and continue upward. We'll see, because it sold off, but because it, you know, didn't go below VWAP. So you may get a little bounce at the open. You may have an opportunity to buy, you know, and get a little piece of that before the wash. All right. So there's some great shorts tomorrow there. Another one. Look at this one. NKTR. All right. This was $12. All right. Yesterday it spiked up to $3. Yep. It started in the morning, and then it just went bananas all the way up to 15, and it kind of been washing out. But look, you see how it's touching VWAP. VWAP is playing support. So we'll see what happens. Let's put that on the watch list. All right. May get a little rip, but it may, you know, but it might if it breaks below it, you definitely gotta short this. Oh my God, you can make some money on this tomorrow. People are getting rich in this market, man. It's crazy. All right. So this stock, it's, you know, it has some volume. It's very choppy, but it, you know, it moved. I mean, honestly, if you could find shares, I mean, this is, you know, you see how it didn't break $1. It hit 99.8 and then kind of came back down. That's no accident. That's because $1 is a psychological resistance number. Still above VWAP. I mean, I expect this to give something back. Let's see where it was 5 days ago. Let me zoom out. Yeah, this was 59 cents. This is going to come back down. Oh, man, there's so many short opportunities, guys. I don't think you understand, man. You guys should just all short. I mean, yo, if you can't save yourself, do whatever you got to do. Get that 25, 30 grand up and get a speed trader account. Get a Centerpoint Securities account. Bust your fucking ass, man. Get that account. Look at all the opportunities to short. I mean, it's crazy. So shorting is where all the money is. Trust me, and it's a lot safer than longing. That's just my opinion. All right, TDGDF. And it's not even opening up. They may have changed the name when the market closed. This thing gapped up, jacks, and then came back down. I'm not gonna put it, but this thing's been, you know, having little pops like every morning. Look, let's start with. What is this, Tuesday? Look, Tuesday, it ripped. It went from 105 all the way to 124, the pullback. That was like right in the market open, like by 10, between 9:30 and 10:30, right? Then look what it did the next day, the 27th of February. Same thing, had a rip, boom, and then came back down, right? And then let's do the 28th. The 28th, it ripped pre-market and then kind of washed out at the open. So it doesn't do it every day. And then another washout. Yeah, I'm not putting this in my watches. I was thinking that it may pop every, you know, some stocks have this, they form like habits. Like some stocks you'll see, but for no reason, they just have a little rip at the open and then sell off. If you see a pattern, it's not, you know, then it's worth maybe taking a chance and buying. But nah, I wouldn't put this on my watch list. I mean, it may do something, but I'm not gonna put it there. PPHM, man, yeah, it's been ripping, man. I was gonna buy this for a swing, and I'm stupid. I don't know why I didn't do it. But put it on your watch list. This is going to be volatile tomorrow for sure. This may present a good short, you know. But it's been running, man. It's been running. Maybe maybe it continues on an upwards trend, you know. If you want to see, let's say, you know, you want to show what the stock's done over the last year, always put the yearly. And you can see, look, it's about to touch. This is resistance on the yearly, right? So it's like right at that point. It has to break above it. What I think is going to happen is going to bounce and it's going to present a great shorting opportunity. If you can find the shares to short, look, another opportunity to short. All right, so let's keep looking. IDRA. You know, it did sort of kind of like hold its highs. It was 163 5 days ago. I mean, you know, you know, it's riding VWAP. It's above VWAP. I mean, it could continue to trend upward. I don't like it. It's too choppy, but you know, it did have a nice, you know, move at the open all the way up to above $2 before it pulled back. The move started at like what was it, 10 o'clock. So you know, if you're watching, this is higher day. You got your little trend line here, and once it broke above this, there you go. You could have ripped right ran up there. Same thing on the 5 minute. If you're watching the 5 minute, some people like to trade the 5 minute instead of the 1 minute. There you go. Yeah, nice little opportunity there. So, you know, I'm not gonna put it on my watch list, but you know, it probably may be a great shorting opportunity. To be honest with you, INV, nah. INVT, nah. TTPH, yeah, this is nice, nice trend up. I mean, it kind of gave back some of its, but you know what? It's not very liquid. But I'm gonna put it on my watch list anyway. Let's see. Maybe it does nothing tomorrow, but we'll see. ADRJ. Look, there's a stock that went crazy. It went from 20 to 22, and it already started pulling back. And look what happened. Once the sell-off happened at the end of the day, look at this thing, man. It went all the way down. And look, it's still above VWAP. So, I mean, this is probably going to be a great short tomorrow. You know, or maybe it continues to rip up because it's sold off. People start buying, you know. I mean, I could put them on my watch list, but you know what? I'm not. We got a lot of plays here already. Let's see what else is going. ARGS, nah. BCRX, this thing was 6. It closed. Yeah, I'm gonna put this on the watch list, and it was liquid, 4.5 million shares, and you see sort of holding ties above VWAP. This was at 382 5 days ago. Wow, this thing's been running, man. These biotech stocks, man, they're going crazy, man. It's crazy. The opportunity is nuts, man. This market right now. ACHI, nah. SDLP, nah. These charts are crappy. PTX, another one, yeah, 295 5 days ago. It's choppy, it's pulling back. I mean, you know, has some more to give. I mean, I'm not gonna put it on my watch list. Too choppy. I mean, but it could run. I mean, it had a nice rip today, and you notice at the open, for the most part, it you know, so sells off then rips up, sells off then this was the sideways, and then it just kind of ripped, and then just ran today, kind of ripped back. I'm not gonna put it on my watch list, but you know, maybe volatile tomorrow. CMP, I don't like this too. VBIO, I mean, ripped and then kind of came back down. It was 156. It was 238. Nah. PMTS, nah. SITO, nah. Fuel, kind of had his rip and kind of sold off. It was 255 5 days ago. I mean, it's below VWAP. It might be a good short tomorrow, but I'm not gonna touch it. ARMS, look at that, selling off right now. Nope. CWST, I mean, it ripped like pre-market up, and then it kind of sold off, and then it's sort of like gapping up, gapped up, and then it kind of like washed out into the close right above VWAP. I mean, still above VWAP. It was 1148. That was the low. I mean, theoretically, this could probably get more back. I'm not gonna put it on the watch list, but you know, it could get more back. ANGI, nah. AKO, nope. IMGN, kind of gave some back, nah. CGI, nah. UBRN, wow, this is a stock that was $25. It's kind of all over the place. I mean, it's above VWAP, can continue to run. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing, you know, came down tomorrow. I mean, it could put on Urban Outfitters. That's retail. You know what? This is going to be a good short. It's probably going to present a good shorting opportunity. I got how many plays? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Let's see the other two stocks. Fox, and nah. And what was the other one? PTCO, nah. You know, I'll put Urban Outfitters on there because I just think tomorrow it's going to present a nice opportunity to short. I mean, these stocks are expensive though, and I know that, guys. I know that not everybody has the money to, you know, play these more expensive stocks. But let's say you got a $10,000 account and you buy 100, you know, I mean, yeah, these stocks are even 100 shares is going to be quite expensive. Well, yeah, you could get 100 shares, $2,600. So even if you make, you know, even if you short it back down and you get a whole dollar move, that's still $100, man. That's how you grow your account, you know. And even if you make $100, you know, that's a psychological win for you. You know, you just want to be in the green. You know, it's Stop, people that say, oh, I make 1 or 2 thousand every day. That's not every day, man. Some people, some days are gonna be good, some days are gonna be bad. Like everything else. So this is my watch list for tomorrow, guys. All right, I'll post it up to Twitter and Instagram. All right. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, join the community. All right, just look us up. Stock market community, bullish bears. All right. Just it's a closed group, so just ask for the invite and they'll accept you. Okay. We're also located on YouTube. All right, so you go to YouTube. Okay, once you go to YouTube, you can just type in YouTube, go to Bullish Bears. Okay. And you'll see all of our videos here, stock market community. Right, you can click there, and then you can go to playlist. And if you want to see my videos, because they got tons of videos on all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's so robust. All right, it's so freaking robust. And make sure you're on list. And then you can go down to where, if you want to see my stuff exclusively, you can go to, I don't know, I'm somewhere on here. I thought, did they pass it? Oh, Mark Momentum Share, I'm sorry, I passed it. And they post my videos in my own section, but they got so much stuff here, guys. I mean, the knowledge that they share is incredible. I mean, most people are paying a lot of money for this, and they're giving it away for free. Their goal is to build a community large enough that they can charge advertisers, so that way so then we can provide more content and do more things that you would pay $200-300 a month for, you would get for free. So share this, invite your friends. That's the goal of the community. We want to be, we want to have over 100,000 people in our community. That's our goal worldwide. All right, so with that said, hope you found this useful and informative. See you in the chat room.